Animation has come a long way since Steamboat Willie, since Cinderella lost her glass slipper, and since Sleeping Beauty awoke to the kiss of her prince. For years, most animated films had simple stories with morally simple characters: the chaste princess, the evil witch, and that noble prince. There was no complexity. This character was good and the other was bad. Good characters only had good thoughts, and those bad characters had only bad ones. Then came Hayao Miyazaki, and during the past 50 years he has transformed animation to what it is today. Miyazaki's inspired morally ambiguous characters. The main protagonist might hate her parents or might want to destroy nature. The main antagonist might not be evil at all, from caring to a giant baby to simply wanting to restore the balance inside the world. Hayao Miyazaki is one of the guiding hands for modern animation. His career as a film director, animator, manga artist, and screenwriter has spanned a period of over 50 years through creative media such as film and manga. He's inspired and influenced many animators and studios, including John Lasseter of Pixar, director of Toy Story, along with pretty much every modern animator at Disney or anyone involved in the entertainment industry from film to video games. Lasseter had this to say: "At Pixar, when we have a problem and we can't seem to solve it, we often take a laser disc of one of Mr. Miyazaki's films and look at a scene in our screening room for a shot of inspiration. And it always works. We came away amazed and inspired." Toy Story owes a huge debt of gratitude to the films of Mr. Miyazaki. Through his many films, he has inspired and shaped modern animation as we know it. Hayao Miyazaki creates films that are not just simple morality tales of noble prince save princess, but rather creates stories that encompasses far bigger themes. From the joy of liberation to preserving the balance of life, and good and evil, as we will see. Princess Mononoke is about the struggle of the forest spirits who preserve nature against humans who recklessly destroy and consume its resources. Its main protagonist, Ashitaka and San, are morally ambiguous characters. Ashitaka is not your typical Disney-like prince. Miyazaki presents him in his own words, as a melancholy boy who has a fate. "I feel that I am that way myself, but until now I have not made a film with such a character." Ashitaka was cursed for a very absurd reason. Unlike most animated films, he's not a figurative, two-dimensional character, even though literally he is. Ashitaka is a character who knows he's going to die, and that always drives his action through the movie. His moral ambiguity comes from not only the killing of the boar god in the beginning, but also his conflict in protecting both the village that has led to the destruction of the nearby trees, and also protecting the forest spirits who are set to destroy the village for its actions. Then there's San, aka Princess Mononoke, who represents what is a common archetype of all of Miyazaki's work, that strong female character. She's not your typical animated female character. No damsel in distress here, or a princess waiting to be saved by her prince. San is a human who lives with wolves and hates the villagers for what they have done to nature. Hatred's a very uncommon emotion in your typical mainstream animated movie, yet she too is morally ambiguous. She's just not a character whose only purpose or emotion is hatred and violence. His moral ambiguity comes from not only the killing of the boar god in the beginning, but also his conflict in protecting both the village that has led to the destruction of the nearby trees, and also protecting the forest spirits who are set to destroy the village for its actions. To point out a film that hasn't been inspired by Miyazaki's works, one only need look at Pixar's most recent feature film, Brave. Taking elements of Miyazaki's heroines, headstrong, strong-willed, independent, Brave's Merida is a near archetype to Miyazaki's works, but does go and fall short of achieving that same depth that Miyazaki's stories give. Perhaps his most famous and deepest work is Spirited Away. It won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, and to this day it holds the Japanese box office's highest-grossing film, toppling Titanic, the reigning king of the box office at the time. Spirited Away contains many themes: man's relation with nature, children taking on responsibility, achieving one's own identity, and many more. The film's main antagonist is a witch, but one would be hard-pressed to call her simply pure evil. One of the main scenes in the film consists of a creature, No Face, that ravenously consumes everything, from food to even the servants themselves. Instead of thinking that this is a malicious creature, the main character, Chihiro, realizes that this is a spirit of a polluted river. The pollution has corrupted him, and the curse has led to his madness to consume everything. Chihiro liberates him from his curse by cleaning him and removing the debris that was dumped into the river. While some animated films gloss over environmental issues such as WALL-E or even become preachy like The Lorax, Miyazaki is able to construct stories that work on many different levels. Films like Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke, they work better and mean more because they're layered. This is how Miyazaki has transformed the storytelling in modern animation. He showed you can create a varied, multi-layered story in animation, and we can see his influence from Pixar films such as Finding Nemo's road trip of the ocean while letting go of fears and the journey of independence, to even most recent films such as Tangled and Wreck-It Ralph. His storytelling has inspired others to do better, and it's shown that markets really do crave richer stories.